Dear students, in the earlier sessions of this chapter about differentiability, you have learnt about the about logarithm, and we have revised, recalled whatever you have learnt in first year PUC, and we have worked out some problems in which we made use of sum, difference, product or the quotient rules of all the basic function. From this session onwards, I am starting the second year PUC portion, which starts with the derivative of a composite function. So, in first year PUC, you have studied only about the derivative of a simple function. The only two types of function you have learned. One is algebraic, the other one was a trigonometric function. Now, exponential, logarithmic, in the previous session I had taught you, and then we have worked out the problems. Now, let us, you have already learnt what you mean by a composite function or a composition of functions in the first chapter, relations and functions. So, again I am recalling here, a composite function means if y is a function of x, x is a function of some other variable, we call it as a composite function. Now, let me consider an example, and then we will know the concept of that composite function and how to find the derivative in a clear way, in a better way. Now, let me consider a function like this. Say y is equal to 2x plus 3 whole to the power say 25. Say this is an algebraic function, 2x plus 3 is a linear term, has been raised to 25 to the power 25. Of course, if you are asked to find the derivative of this one method is there, that is using the binomial theorem you can expand this one. 25 index means you know that first PUC you have learned there will be 26 terms in that one. So, after expanding each term can be differentiated using the basic formula y is equal to x to the power n, that is n into x to the power n minus 1. But usually such problems are asked for a 1 mark question. So, the answer is expected within 1 or 2 minutes here. So, we cannot apply the binomial theorem and all, the number is quite big here. So, what I do is I simplify the function by making an appropriate substitution. Suppose I take 2x plus 3 to be equal to say u. 2x plus 3, here look here, the base is a function of an algebraic function, it has been raised to some higher power. So, what I do is I take u to be equal to 2x plus 3. Then what happens to the function? It becomes u to the power 25. Look here, now it has become a simple function. In the place of x, x to the power n formula I have studied. In the place of x I am having u, in the place of n it is equal to 25. So, by making that substitution, the function, though it was a complicated or composite function, has become a simple function. Now, we have to differentiate with respect to x, because we are always asked to find out dy by dx. That means the function has to be differentiated with respect to x only. Look here, earlier y was expressed in terms of x. After the substitution, y has been expressed in terms of u, not in terms of x. But we are supposed to calculate dy by dx, that is differentiation has to be done with respect to x, not with respect to u. So, directly you can't get the result here. That means, suppose you want to get dy by dx here, because y is in terms of u, y is not in terms of x directly. Earlier it was like this, because of the substitution y is a function of u now. That means y can be differentiated first with respect to u only, that is you can write dy by du like x to the power 25. How do you write the derivative? 25 into x to the power 24, 1 less than that one. Similarly, u to the power 25 means 25 into u to the power 24. So, that is what we write here, dy by du. That is y has to be differentiated with respect to u here. But we want dy by dx here. So, this u has to be differentiated with respect to x here. Directly I can't get the value dy by dx because y is now a function of u, not a function of x as in the earlier case. So, because of the substitution, the function has become simple, but the derivation cannot be done directly. So, first it has to be differentiated with respect to u, but u has to be differentiated with respect to x. Now, this way of writing the derivative side by side, we call it as a chain rule, because it is like a chain they have been connected with each other. So we call it this rule as the chain rule. So here afterwards, since we will be considering only the composite functions, we have to apply the chain rule. So here come to the first part, dy by du. So y would be differentiated with respect to u. So apply the formula x power n formula, that is 25 into u to the power 24, n into x to the power n minus 1 into what you write for du by dx. For that we go to the substitution part. Here u is written as 2x plus 3, differentiate with respect to x here. See whether u or v or w, the formula would be same. So it is 2 into 1 plus for 3 being a constant becomes 0, this would be equal to 2. So for du by dx, I can write the value 2. So it is 25 into 2 into u to the power 24. So how do you write? 25 into u means 2x plus 3 to the power 24 into 2. Now this is the derivative of the function here, 25 into 2x plus 3 to the, because I cannot keep the answer in terms of u, it has been given in terms of x. So 25 into 2x plus 3 to the power 24 into 2. Now this is the procedure we adopt here. Why I have done all this calculation is to show you that how the calculation takes place, how the differentiation takes place. For that purpose, this is how it happens. We make a substitution, the composite function becomes a simple function, and then not directly we can differentiate. We have to differentiate in parts here. Step by step we have to do the differentiation. Y with respect to u first, u with respect to x afterwards. Afterwards, now you have to write the value of du by dx also. This gives the answer. Now, for just now I told you, this is usually when a one term is given, it is asked for a 1 mark question. So, to show all these calculation, it takes more time. Time is very important, time management. Look here to here, directly you can jump over without showing the it is not expected also. Here I am just showing this, how the calculation takes place, what is the meaning of chain rule and all. Otherwise, here to here you can directly write the answer. For that now you have to you have to remember all the formulae. Look here, the base itself is a function of x and the index is another function. To the power n means it is another algebraic function. So first, if the index is other than 1, I am not saying less than 1, greater than 1 like that, other than 1, then what you have to do is apply the rule. It need not be 2x plus, it can be sin x also, it can be e power x also, it can be log x also. Whenever a function is having an index other than 1, okay, maybe less than 1, greater than 1, or maybe a fraction, whatever may be that one, other than 1, first take that into consideration. That means you have to apply the result x to the power n formula. So when I gave those formula, I told you, though we have derived for x power n, whenever the power is n, that rule can be applied in irrespective of the function that we will be discussing. Here some function raised to the power n, that is the meaning. So then it is n into some function to the power n minus 1, that is how you understand. So 25 into that number to the power 24. So we have made use of this part. So 25 is over, that part we have taken into consideration. Now come to the base part. Base is also a function of x, so it has to be differentiated. So it is 2x plus 3. What I have done here need not be shown, that is what I am telling you. So for 2x plus 3, the derivative is 2. Now you can multiply 25 2s are 50 into 2x plus 3 to the power 24, because such problems are usually asked for a 1 mark question. So, but the calculation takes like this, and this is known as the chain rule. That means here you observe, earlier y was a function of x, now y is a function of u, isn't it? But what is u here? U is a function of x, isn't it? After making the substitution, y is a function of u and u is a function of x. You have learnt about this one. So combining this one, f of u means it is gx. And how we have written in the first chapter? We have written that as f of g of x here, isn't it? Or you can write f of g of x. So there are two functions here. So such functions are called as composite functions. So, to find the derivative of a composite function, we have to apply the chain rule. Okay. Suppose here only two functions are there, one is the base, the other is the index. I will take another example. Suppose I am having sine of log of root x. Suppose I am having a function. Look here, how many functions are there? One is trigonometric sine, another is logarithmic function, another is root x, it is an algebraic function. Suppose you take this as u, this as v, and then what would be y equal to? F of g of h of x here, isn't it? Or see first you take this as u, it becomes log u, log u we take it as v, then it becomes sine of v, like that, then you differentiate. So, here three functions are there and you observe that the index is 1. So, directly we can differentiate. Start from the left, outermost function here, sine of x, what is the derivative? Sine of x has the derivative cos of x. So, sine of anything would be cos of the same thing. Therefore, dy by dx. See, though there are three functions involved here, if you show the substitution, two substitutions you have to make, then it would be sine of something would become cos of log of that one. So, sine part is over. You need not put it like that, only I am writing like this. So, this part is over. What is the next function? Log, isn't it? And what is the formula for log x here? Of course, the base is not written, it is understood that the base is g. If any other base is there, that would be written there. Now, log e, log of root x to base e. Log of x, what is the formula? It is always 1 by x. Therefore, it is 1 by root x. Okay, 1 by root x. Now, this is also over. Now, what is root x here? What is the derivative? The formula is 1 by 2 root x, isn't it? Now, this would be, if you use the chain rule here, dy by dx equal to dy by du into du by dv into dv by dx, because there are three here two functions were there. So, there were two derivatives attached to each other. Now, there are three functions here. So, there are three, dy by du, directly we can't differentiate with respect to x, du by dv another one, or dv by dx, like that. So, there may be any number of functions one by one starting from the outermost function. Suppose this function, same function let me take, it is log of root x. Suppose it had a power like this 4, then you have to take this first, that is y dash would be equal to 4 into all these things to the power 3, that is n into x to the power n minus 1. Then the same thing, sine of something would be cos of something, log of something would be 1 by root, and that is 1 by 2 root x. So, this is the procedure we adopt. So, by making a proper substitution, the function, the composite function becomes a simple function. But while differentiating, you cannot directly differentiate y with respect to x, because after making the substitution, y would be written in terms of some other variable. So, you have to go on differentiating one by one, dy by du into du by dx. More variables are there, dy by du into du by dw into dw by dv into db by dx, like that. So, because the derivatives are connected with one another like a chain, we call it as the chain rule. So, while working out the problems now, you cannot, you need not show the substitution, and it is not expected also, directly you can write the answer. Okay. Now, let me work out some problems here. See, a problem may be combination of all the 4 basic functions, exponential, logarithmic, trigonometric as well as whatever algebraic function. Whatever may be the function that is considered, you remember the basic rule, that is if it is of the form x to the power n, it is n into x to the power n minus 1. Okay. Then if it is of the form root of x, square root of x, it is 1 over 2 into root of x. Next, if it is of the form 1 by x, it is minus 1 by x square. So, algebraic function. Come to the trigonometry function. Sine of x, it is of the form sine of something, it would be always cos of the same thing. Cos of something would be minus sin of something. Tan of something would be secant square of the function. Secant of something would be secant of function into tan of that function. And the cot of that function would be cot minus cosecant square of that function. And cosecant of that would be minus cosecant of that function into cot of that function. So, these are the basic thing you have to remember. And come to the exponential function. You know that e to the power x equal to e to the power x. So, e to the power sin x, suppose it is given, e to the power sin x only you have to write, then that sin x has to be differentiated. Okay. So, that is a combination of two functions. One is exponential, the other one is a trigonometric function. Similarly, log of anything is 1 over that function. So, e power x means e power x, that is even after differentiation the function remains the same. So, while differentiating, where we apply the chain rule, you have to know these derivatives of the basic functions properly. Okay. Now, let me work out some problems today. In which I will be considering all types of problems. First problem, so it is find dy by dx of the functions. Let me take the first problem. Let y be equal to 3x plus 4 to the power 10 to the power 10. Now, it is an algebraic function raised to the power 10, linear function for that matter, raised to the power 10. I told you already, you can use a binomial theorem and expand and then differentiate each and every term with respect to x. But look here, here suppose you make a substitution here. I am telling you again, need not show that one. Let u be equal to 3x plus 4. Immediately you find out du by dx. It is 3 into 1 plus 0, it is 3. Now, the function now has become u to the power 10. Therefore, first always we are differentiating with respect to x only. Differentiate with respect to x. That means that dy by dx can be differentiated as dy by du into du by dx, because directly you can't differentiate y with respect to x. The reason being, now y has been expressed not in terms of x but in terms of u. So, first you have to differentiate y with respect to u only, then that u has to be differentiated with respect to x. That is why we have calculated and have the answer ready there. Now, dy by du, that is, it is of the form x to the power 10. What is the formula? 10 into x to the power 10 minus 1, that is 10 into u to the power 9, because it is a positive integer, directly you can write. Otherwise, you can write 10 minus 1 like that. So, this part is over, correct? Now, du by dx already we have calculated, that is 3. Now, 10 into 3, 30, but do not write the answer in terms of u because it is not given in the problem. Therefore, you write it as 3x plus 4 to the power 9. So, I told you from here to here directly you can write the answer. So, this showing the substitution, it is only I am writing so that you can understand the procedure that is adopted in this particular problem. Now, let me go to the next problem. Y is equal to x square plus 5 to the power say 15, to the power 15. Now, look here, again it is an algebraic function raised to the power 15, raised to the power 15. So, if you show the calculation here or the substitution, let u be equal to x square plus 5. Then immediately you do the calculation of the derivative, it is 2x. It is 2x. 5 being a constant becomes 0. Come to the function, it is y is equal to u to the power 15. Now, differentiate with respect to x. Differentiate with respect to x. Therefore, dy by dx is equal to dy by du into du by dx. Du by dx. Now, dy by du, so differentiate with respect to u, that is applying the formula 15 into u to the power 14. Next, du by dx we have already calculated, that is equal to 2x. Now multiply 15 2s are 30 into x, write what is u now, it is x square plus 5 to the power 14. So this is how the value has to be calculated, okay, but it is always given. If there are more terms here, suppose you are applying the product rule or quotient rule, something like that, then it would be expected for a 2-mark question. If there is only one term here, maybe raised to any other power, then it is always asked for a 1-mark question. So directly you can start and go to this particular step and get the result. Now let me move on to the next problem, where again it is a composite function and I will be getting the derivative for that one. Y is equal to x square plus x plus 1 to the power 8. Now in the first problem I had a linear term. In the second problem I had a quadratic term because there was no x term. Here both of them are there, x square term, x term and the constant term. Whatever may be the term, it is a substitution I am making. Take down, let u be equal to x square plus x plus 1. Immediately you calculate du by dx, which is 2x plus 1. X square becomes 2x, x would be 1. These are the basic functions. So directly I am writing the derivative. Come to the function. It is now has become a simple function. Y is equal to u to the power 8. Now differentiate with, all those things have to be written, differentiate with respect to x, that is very important. Now dy by dx is equal to dy by du into du by dx. Now dy by du means this basic function, 8 into u to the power 7 into, now du by dx already has been calculated, that is 2x plus 1. In the previous two problems, these two numbers could be multiplied. Here no need because we are having two terms inside the bracket. Write them together. 8 into 2x plus 1 into, what is u? You write. It is x square plus x plus 1 to the power 7. So this is the procedure. So this composite function is very important. When I say important, means don't think only it would be, this particular problem would be asked in the examination, not that one. Because in second year PUC, all the functions that will be considered will not be simple functions. All of them would be composite functions. For that purpose I am telling you have to understand the chain rule properly, how to find the derivative of a composite function, because all the functions that we will be considering will be combination of more than one function. Next one. Now let y be equal to root of ax plus b. Now this is different. In other words, see in the earlier three problems, I had taken an algebraic function raised to a positive integer, isn't it? So it resembled the formula x to the power n in the first step. So we applied the rule n into x to the power n minus 1. Afterwards, no, that the base part we had differentiated, correct, by making the substitution or without that also. Now this is it's given under the square root of a number. Now what's the formula? If y is equal to root x, that implies that dy by dx is 1 by 2 root x. Just now I told you before I did the problem, this basic formulae they hold good irrespective of the function that we are having. Instead of root of x, now I may have root of sin x, then it will be always 1 over 2 into root of sin x. That is, square root of anything is, the derivative will be 1 by 2 into root of the same thing. Of course that function has to be differentiated again if it is other than x. Understand? X means directly this one, any other function. Then see, in the place of x, suppose you are having sin x, automatically it becomes a composite function. So to apply the chain rule. This is the basic function directly we are writing. But here also it is given under the radical sign, square root of ax plus b. If you apply the rule here, directly we can write the derivative. Differentiate with respect to x. This I am quoting for you so that you could remember which formula we are applying. Therefore, dy by dx, directly I am writing in this problem. See, square root of some number. What's the derivative? 1 by 2 into square root of the same number. 1 by 2 into square root of ax plus b. So, this root part is over, correct? Into. Now, this has to be differentiated. The root of anything is 1 by 2 into root of the same thing, that is over. Now, ax plus b, that itself is a function of x, which has to be differentiated. So, what is the derivative here? A, b are constants. So, a into, for x it is 1, for b it is 0. You need not write that one, but better you write. Now, a into 1, that is a, divided by 2 into root of ax plus b. Now, this becomes a derivative of the function. Understand? This is the procedure. I told you already, it's a 1 mark question. So, directly you can write, always write differentiate with respect to x, that is important. Then write dy by dx, apply the appropriate formula, that is whichever formula is suitable for that particular problem. Here square root of x type we had. So, square root of x means 1 by 2 into root of x. But that function, the base, is also has to be differentiated, which I have done here. So, writing it in the proper position, because for a 1 mark question, you do not get any half mark here. All the steps should be, if it needs about 2-3 steps also, all the steps should be written. Do not directly write the answer. The calculation should be shown in the main column itself. Then only you get the full mark for that one. So, this is the procedure we adopt to get the result or to get the derivative of the function without showing the substitution. Directly you can write. Now, one more thing, one more problem. I am using another problem. 1 divided by ax square plus bx plus c. See, I am considering each problem a little bit different from the previous one. Now, this particular problem, you need not apply the chain rule, you can apply the quotient rule also. It is of the form u by v. So, when you apply the quotient rule, it is v into du by dx, the numerator being a constant becomes 0, minus u into derivative of this one divided by the square of the denominator. This particular problem, you can use the quotient rule and also get the result. But here I am using the formula, if y is equal to 1 by x, what does the derivative will be? Dy by dx would be equal to minus 1 by x square. So, you can directly write this also. Both the methods are correct. Only this is for this particular problem I am telling. First, let me write, use that formula. Dy by dx equal to minus 1 divided by square, x has become x square, that is ax square plus bx plus c the whole square. So, this part is over. Now, this being a function of x has to be differentiated into you write a into x square becomes 2x plus b into x becomes 1 and c becomes 0. So, no simplification is possible, minus of 2ax right inside the bracket plus b whole thing divided by ax square plus bx plus c the whole square. Now, this is the procedure. Even if for this particular problem, even if you had applied the quotient rule also, we would have got the same answer. So, think about the correct formula which you have to use in the first stage. Okay, first step, we use the basic formula, the derivative of the basic function. Then afterwards, now whatever other part is there, for that again use the correct formula, you get the result. So, instead of showing the substitution and working out directly, we can get the result. Now, let me consider an exponential function e to the power x square. Y is equal to e to the power x square. Now, if that were to be e to the power x, then it becomes a basic function. Here e to the power x square. So, e power something is exponential, that index x square is another function. So it's a combination of two functions here, exponential and the algebraic function. Therefore, differentiate with respect to x. Therefore, dy by dx would be equal to, first you take this into consideration. E to the power anything is e to the power same thing. That is, e to the power x square becomes e to the power x square itself. So this base part is over. And differentiate that x square. For x square it is 2x. So how do you write in the proper order? 2x into e to the power x square. So this is the derivative of the function. So be careful which function has been given and how to find the derivative of that function. So that is why I was very particular about you people knowing the derivatives of the basic functions, because we are using in one function, in the composite function we will be using 2-3 basic functions here. So unless you are familiar with all of them, you find difficult to solve the problem. Next problem, y is equal to e to the power sin x. Again I am considering the exponential function. So e power something is one function, sin x is another function. Therefore, when you differentiate with respect to x, dy by dx equal to e to the power anything. E to the power something is e to the power same thing. E to the power sin x is e to the power sin x. So e part is over. What is remaining? We are coming to sin x part. What is the derivative of sin x? It is cos x. So this is the derivative. E to the power sin x into cos x. Now another function where I am considering the exponential function only. E to the power ax plus b. Here again, whenever we have e to the power something, the derivative is e to the power the same thing. First step is that one. Therefore, dy by dx would be e to the power ax plus b. Now e part is over. Ax plus b is again an algebraic function whose derivative is a into 1 plus 0. Because for b it is 0, a into 1. So write it in proper order, a into e to the power ax plus b, that is the derivative of the function. So like this, we consider the combination of more than one function. See, there may be 2, 3, 4, 5, any number of functions. Now all of them know, even still it is asked for a 1 mark question only. Now let me consider a trigonometric function. Say sin of 2x, y is equal to sin of 2x. Now how many functions are involved? One is the trigonometric function and 2x is an algebraic function. It is a combination of two functions. So first I told you, here the power of this number function is 1. So starting from the left hand side, one by one we go on differentiating. Differentiate with respect to x, that is dy by dx equal to, now you know that sin of x has the derivative cos of x. In the place of x I am having only 2x, that is all. Therefore, it is cos of 2x. So sin part is over. Now for 2x it is 2 into 1. So how do you write this one? It is 2 cos 2x. Now this is the procedure we adopt here. That is, whenever we have the combination of functions, starting if the power is other than 1, that always I insist, if the power is other than 1, then we give first preference to the power in which we apply the formula n into x to the power n minus 1. If the power is 1 here, directly starting from the left hand side, one by one, we apply the correct formula, so trigonometric or logarithmic, whatever may be that one, we apply the correct formula and then we get the derivative of the function. If it is possible to do the simplification, you can do the simplification also. In the next session, I am going to work out some more problems on chain rule only. Thank you.